Good evening, everybody. It is Wednesday, it's the middle of the week, and it's time we jump into some more good old Warframe. Welcome in, everyone. Hope you're doing well where you are around the world today. Oh, yes, indeed. It's October, we're into spooky season, and that includes us having the quest to conquer cancer. In case any of you have missed those details, the quest to conquer cancer is a big old charity drive which is supported massively by Digital Extremes, and I am joining in on that once again, 3 years on the trot. I'm doing our best to put a big old boot on the absolute pain that is cancer, because let's face it, it is one hell of a pain. Oh yes. We join the war against cancer on the side of Warframe. Sounds about right to me, LJ. Yep. Sounds about right to me. Now, if any of you have somehow missed the announcement posts which have gone out left, right, and centre about that, at least from myself there, very simply, as more is raised on the channel, there'll be a variety of giveaways provided primarily by DE. And on top of that, we've also got various milestone rewards. Even something as simple as every 10 Canadian dollars, and it is Canadian dollars. Those of you looking in US, you've actually got more purchasing power than you may have thought. For every 10 Canadian dollars raised, that's another squat. That is another squat. They might be thinking, $10, one squat. How does that really work out? But that's for every single $10. All of them. So if we hit what we did last year, which was $5,000 raised, that's 500 squats. Previous year, it was $6,000, but sans squat, that was the first year running. I hadn't quite reached such insanities at that point there. But that's not the only thing. We also have the, as I say, the giveaways. We have got the postcards of appreciation. We've got the ability to bring your own custom avatar into the giveaway arena. Oh yes, indeed. People were querying before now how they could get their own fashion onto it. This is exactly how. This is exactly how. So, the more you support, the more happens throughout this month, and we'll be having Zach from DE joining us on the 22nd to further advance that very goal. But enough about that, enough about fundraising. The links are all over the place, !QTCC if that was not yet obvious. Let's get cracking on with some Archon shards. New month, new farm, same farm, more farm. It's Warframe after all, that's how farms work. They just kind of keep on going, don't they? Hello, Logan. I'm doing well. I am doing well. Hope you're doing well yourself. Alright, let's see then. Let's pop on over to... First things first. The... Sanctum Anatomica. Because, of course, over here they're going to give us some wonderful, wonderful information as to what accursed loadout I have for this time. Excuse me. Let's go find out what indeed I am going to be forced to struggle through with this time. Let's see, we have got frame selection, Nova, Temple, Necros. Okay. Weaponry, Stradivar, Fulmin, Tiburon. I'm thinking the Fulmin's to pick there. Kidgun, Velox, Akvasto. Probably a Kidgun moment. And then Pangolin Sword, Jewel Keres, Cyber. Now there is Cyber in Karnan, which by all theory should be plenty effective, but then also Jewel Keres don't exactly, you know, do nothing. We'll see what the other modifiers are to make my decision on that. Got a... abilities are disabled until the squad kills 50 enemies. Okay, well that's not a... That's not an ideal pickup right there. Max health is reduced each time health damage is taken. Revenant. Energy is also lose energy per second for each enemy within 10 meters of you. Yo! That's a brand new little sound effect. I'm hoping that came through nice and cleanly there. What was that? That was from Flowing Thoughts with a $25 donation. And had to get my Yaharan Mirage immortalized. Also, screw cancer. It can go down in fire. Absolutely on that there, Flow. Absolutely. Cancer can get completely screwed, and thank you very much for the $25 donation, kicking us off there with our very first one. Much appreciated. And with that, you don't get 2.5 squads. The other 5 will have to hold over, but that's 2 squads right there. From Zom, isn't Pangolin Stayer's chance kind of nuts for a prime weapon? Yeah, but it's Pangolin. Right. Put the chair in, give us plenty of space. I've cleared out area particularly. I can move around a lot more at the moment than normally in this room. But it also means that it might be a little bit more echoey. So I do apologise if that happens. But I've got all the room, so that if I do screw around, it's not the worst. But we just get our legs shoulder width apart. Deep squat, all the way down and up. All the way down and up. There we are. No pansy little half squats, no half measures, none of those where you just kind of slightly flex your legs a little bit. Squat. With emphasis on the T. Because we Brits do tend to forget to pronounce the T, we're too busy drinking it. But, thank you very much for getting us started on that there. Also, I realised that the, boxing... hold on. There we go. I was wondering, where was the button? I knew the button was here somewhere, but for some reason it wasn't on the intermission screen. Found it. There we are. We have the banner up the top there. Now, I have set the goal at a lofty $6,000 total. That is not to say that everyone here needs to race towards contributing towards that. That is not the aim or intent. It is simply because that is a value this community has reached before now, and so it seems fair to recognise that capability within y'all. If we don't reach that 6,000, so be it. If we absolutely obliterate it, dear God. I leave all of that lot up to you. Right, what were these other perks then? Or perks. What are these other curses? Because we got no abilities for a while, take lots of health damage forever, lose energy, and activate an ability inflicts 50 damage upon you. Now this is an interesting little turnaround. If you take damage, then you have max health reduced. If you cast an ability, you take damage. But also, screw casting abilities twice over. This is... this is shaping up to be certainly quite something, because on the one hand, if you want to avoid casting abilities, there are various frames which could just kind of survive without them, but they tend to be health tanks. At which point then, taking health damage is a very bad idea. Yeah, we'll see how that all kind of comes together, won't we? Permanent injury, not very permanent. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that. Of course. The max health is reduced for a time, but then it goes away again, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah. It is weird how the details are never the details. You can always use a shield tank. You can. Shield tanks tend to have certain risks if you're not using energy to maintain that. And considering that if you're spending energy on shield tanking, you're then also risking activating this modifier, which deals damage, potentially undoing the work in the process. It all gets a little bit oofage. Killer, there's your purple. There we are then. Oh, hit the glasses, not the ear. Whoops. Right then, out of the actual missions, we got Alchemy for Xmas are the ones that drop the amphors. Enemies regenerate health, not that much of a problem honestly, and allies close to enemies, when they die, will have reduced movement. Oh fun, for Alchemy. Is that a temporarily tag to clarify? I mean, you know, just maybe not using the word permanent would be great. Like, this is very literally the opposite of what actually happens to you. Crippling injury? Sure. Massive injury? Sure. But permanent? It's just the wrong word. It'd be like this modifier being called powerful. Or caster's boon. Yeah. Further down, survival. We've got hostile support. We don't have life support. Instead, necromechs will be spawning. We need to murder the hell out of them. Belligerents are bolstered with Overguard. Oh, wonderful. I do love that modifier. And Devil's Bargain. If you're close to an enemy when they die, you get more fire rate, but it costs you ammo efficiency. Wonderful. And then what else have we got here? We've got Disruption with a double Necromech. Exploding fragments there. Shuffling fragments turn into rupturing fragments. And we have Luminous. Yeah, no, this is a Revenant. This is a Revenant if I ever saw one. Also, Amdrew, of the 445 variety, and dropping their prime here up onto 38 months. Much appreciated there, Amdrew. Cheers. But yeah, this is a Revenant G situation if I ever saw one. As Revenant can also be built for a bit of a shield tank before abilities come online, which will make this one far less of an issue. Do I have a setup which is dedicated to precisely that? Let's see here. So this has a rolling guard built into it already, which isn't strictly a shield tank, and by isn't strictly I mean it isn't a shield tank, but is halfway towards one. So let's swap out Avenger here for Aegis. And actually this is wrong. One, I don't want to be using Endless Disco as the base. I want to be using Raw Mesmer Shield as the base. Okay, cool. Yeah, so from here, Steadfast, we're going to swap that out instead for Aegis. Compton asking, is Nova's first ability with 4th Augment not enough? Well, considering how little she can cast off the bat there, yeah, I'm going to say that's already a bit painful. When you then also throw in the Luminous, and when you throw in the Disruption that's going to be going on, yeah. I'm arguing previously about Revenant and EDA. Yeah, EDA and ETA, they just have a shit ton of painful modifiers. This is news to absolutely no one. By asking, how should we send fashions for the $25 donos? So I'll be reaching out to anyone who does contribute to that level, not during a stream for hopefully obvious reasons. I'll be reaching out to those who do contribute to such a level and organize the best way to get hold of that fashion, whether that's just simply coming into a capture scene with me, probably the easiest way of doing it, or otherwise getting hold of a suitable screenshot. Most likely it would be, at a reasonable time, off stream, grab a capture from those who do make it happen. Hell, honestly, some of it could be on stream. Yeah, I just need to double check the settings exactly required to make a suitable inclusion. So, looking back to this for a moment, I could take off the Mesmer Shield to give myself room for adaptation there, which would then, with the innate 925 shield, should give us enough tank to get through to, you know, being able to cast again. So, I'm going to use that as the basis of that. Can I give you the TLDR for interesting combos? I can do Killer Tree when it's released, and we can finalize the details and give you a video over on YouTube. Until then, you can always check the !replays channel, or just check the VODs here on Twitch, because I'm not sure if that replay is actually up on replays yet. So yeah, check the VODs here on Twitch. Alright, so with Revenant covering the majority of just general weapon side, frame side of things, let's bring in, yeah, it's going to be Fulmin. Oh good, I love it when the UI breaks. Fulmin Prime should do the trick there. Let's make sure this is a suitable setup. Go for Corrosive. I don't think Corrosive is necessarily the way to go on this, no. No, let's go for a full electric approach, because electric is a bonus damage against the murmur, and also is just a nice status effect. So we'll run with that one. Primary Deadhead is going to be good enough. Over here we want to have a heat gun, and I'm just going to go for good old Spore Laser. No editing needed on that, just Spore Laser works. And I am going to go for the Cyber, because it's one hell of an invested weapon just in general, so let's make use of that. And let's see, this is apparently a halfway built? What is this? No, this is a heat viral setup. It's just me seeing this. Let's go with If I do that, I can switch the heat over to electric and that'll work even better. Sod it. Yep, that works. Cool. The ice mace setting things on fire? Well, that made it shocking. But here's the thing. That mace did not in fact cost me 30,000 cryotic. I do distinctly remember where I got this Cyber. This was a gift from our very own Flowing Thoughts here. Alright then. Powerless, permanent injury, energy exhaustion, frame curse. Turn it all online. There we go. That gives me the main loadout, and then let's also throw in the Verglass Prime. And with all of this, I should be in a situation to solo it. But we've been through that before now, we've caused that pain before now, and that pain is just painful. This is a team game, and we're going to play it as a team. So if you'd like to join me on that teaming up to take down EDA, send me a message in game, the Kengineer, and I'll bring you on into the squad. There is absolutely no reason we need to take this on solo. We can work together, live together, and obliterate those horrible, horrible modifiers.
Oh, the Kengineer! Oh my god! Wait, are they here? Kengineer.
Cheers, Zabby. Also, why does this open when you jump around here? What is that? Yeah, jumping here opens loadout. I've had that bug for so long, but does apparently walking does it as well? No. See, if I press just WAS, none of that works. Shift, control, no. Jump. Wait, what? Okay, maybe it's. Is there a spot? Oh, there's a spot. There's a loadout zone there. If I come at this from up above, quite get the angle there. Yeah, I had no key pressed when I landed on that. Just gotta. Oh wait, no, hold on. Yep.
Word to the wise, Tenno.
No.
Do not ask about me. Oh gosh.
I rotated weirdly off of something there. Yeah, there's definitely some kind of. There's an interactable right there. Ugh.
These Carviers seem like jolly fellows. Well, most of them.
God knows what
Well, the bird.
led to that existence. I'm not landing it on the way back down, which is weird. Despite getting it one time. Yeah, I got it there. I just don't even know how this happens, to be honest with you.
Tenno, I need your help to help Lloyd. It's like Master Entrante would have was.
Looks like it's a little bit further forwards than I thought. Oops. Wow, I completely flubbed that.
I like it here.
It's a very tiny hitbox. Very, very tiny.
Oh gosh.
But it is right there. Yeah.
You appear to have caught me moonlighting.
Yeah. Talk to Necroloid, go to direction of the Lord Service, you should trigger it. Yeah, so you do that, you step out, and so long as you don't jump, you're fine, but if you do jump from here... No, that time I didn't hit it. Guess I'd moved. Right. That was a bading. Didn't want to lose a train of thought there, but that was definitely a bading. Let's have a look here. That was from Bite Bitson with a $25 donation of their own there. Saying kicking cancer's rear end and letting people use a bunny Necros in giveaways? Sounds like a win-win to me. Absolutely. Thank you very much there, Bite Bitson, with the $50 donation to the Quest to Conquer Cancer. Much appreciated. And that just brings us up to $50 donated. We've already done 2 squads. 3 more to go. Hey. Once again. Legs. Reasonable distance apart. 1, 2, 3. And remembering not to lock the legs on the way back up. Not the knees. No. There we go. So far, 5 squats to beat cancer. Which also, you know, exercise is good for helping to protect against various bits and pieces. So, we are straight up conquering the risks for myself in the process. Technically speaking. Right then. Is the Zephyr skin out? I would believe that would be announced on D's page as to what conditions need to be met for that. Also, Mirrorlade, looks like it's you and me. Let's do this. If I jump, nothing. Jump forwards, there it is. Bugs. Bugs. I wonder how complicated it would be to remove that one. Like, what part of the game is relying on that?
Should we fail, the enemy succeeds. If the enemy succeeds, the mana falls.
Alright, so that immediately cost my shields there, which is not great.
Crucible marks.
Can this thing blow up, please? Thank you. Ah yes, heavy weapons. They are also a thing we can use. So my focus at the moment is just get some weapon stacks, get to the point where I can pretty comfortably just shoot things down. And then otherwise, build up the kills so we can actually get our abilities going. I also appear to be gaining a bunch of overguard. Ah yes, Stynax doing its Stynax things. Wait. Oh, you didn't pick up the negatives, did you, Mirrorlade? Fair enough then. Why does my Revenant have no fashion? Because I actually really like the Prime look on the Revenant. I know this is an anathema to a lot of fashionistas. The idea that something can be delivered and look good as is, but it's true. It just looks good. It's got details, it's got a good colour balance. Like, what more do I need to add to it, really? Without just going detail for the sake of detail. Dante Spectre? Ah, that would be a good source of overguard, yes. Yeah, if you don't bring Dante, a Dante Spectre will do half the job as well. Making a Jade Xmas one of these is criminal. You don't like the helmet? Eh, fair enough. To each their own. That's kind of the whole point of customization. It is literally to each their own. This thing is not going to die to the Foreman very easily, is it? I also hear the Necromech being spawned. I'm not going to focus on that. Yes! It died. It died. Ah. Oh. Alright then, let's go do this. We can now start casting these abilities. Start filling this up. Nice, lovely cascade there for my companion. Verglass still going burr as ever. Doesn't matter what mission you're doing, Verglass can still kick ass. Boop. There we are. It's when it comes to all cosmetic side of things again, it's something I have noticed basically everywhere in gaming that I just don't really connect with. Yeah, there are bad skins or bad looks. There are good ones. There are occasionally really good ones. But whether something is good or bad, unless the company is an absolute shitter, isn't predicated on how difficult it is to obtain, how costly it is to obtain. But if you have something which is just broadly accessible, somehow that's considered less good. Alex, in a sense, when some people buy a new skin, instantly recolor it completely and put all possible armor pieces on, you feel bad for the artist who made the original skin. I see that. I see that. It's kind of like you've just got a plate of food at a restaurant. It's your plate of food. You're the one consuming it. But you've just got it, haven't even taken a bite, and immediately start putting on salt and pepper. I can imagine, in that case, the cook, at the very minimum, will look at it like, bro, I just got the flavors right for you. And it is a very similar case of just to each their own. Only the person who's consuming it really needs to care. The person who puts it all together has done their bit. Sod off now. But there is still definitely that a case of what was wrong with the professional's job. Also, fun fact, my late granddad always had a tendency to do that. I don't think I ever saw him eat a meal where he didn't first just immediately pour some salt onto it. Not once. At least, you know, in terms of main meals. I'm not talking breakfast. That would be extra silly. So, I'm not talking hypothetical here. I've seen it happen. Happy I say I wish we could preview some recalls on the skin before we buy it. That's understandable, yeah. I think that's where fashion showcases by other creators are definitely something to look into. Because there'll be others who've grabbed the item and messed around with it and shown you what's possible. And to that matter, if such a channel does not exist, if there isn't sufficient coverage, well, there's an opening for someone. You know there'll be demand for that. Yeah, fair do, Aquadin. Fair do. Leave it for a few days and then medal. That's fine. Most frames I have, I've changed them from their base counterparts. Sometimes very little, like with Wukong. It's only been a saturation of the colours. Others substantially more, to the point that my Gauss Prime is almost unidentifiable as Gauss. That's just the way it is. But there's nothing wrong with default. Hello there, Pearl Aurora. Welcome on in. First time catching me live? Hope you enjoy your stay here. Let's re-up the Mesmer. Grab another cold. Come on, jump. Jump. There we go. Some dead enemies nearby ruining the jump. That sounds like a mech. It's a mech with no arms now. And it's a mech that is destroyed. Wonderful. Apparently I've done 80% of the damage, which means either Mirror Lab is not being as damaging as normal, or Mirror Lab is actually doing so much damage it's rolled around back to negative to make it look like I've done more damage. And knowing Mirror Lab, those are equally possible scenarios. Correct, Moon. There will be no additional giveaways done through the hype bonus stuff. If you do exclamation mark hype, exclamation mark HBG, You'll see the quick notes on that, but suffice to say, because the giveaway program will be in use for QTCC stuff, it will not be used for high bonus giveaways for now. B Moon hype bonus giveaway. There you are. Let's just chuck some of these ampoules around. We don't need these anymore. Didn't realise how stressed the pipes have got. My bad. And we are done with this part.
Shall we proceed?
Indeed, we shall proceed. There we are. Yeah, throughout the entire month of QTCC, that will be taking the precedent there instead. Because, of course, for every $100 raised and some other intermediate, that's the word, intermediate giveaway milestones. Yeah, there'll be various giveaways happening throughout the month. You have to be there to have a chance at it as the moment arrives.
Another interference has dropped pressure in key experiments.
Alright, so we're on to a survival mission now, and once again all abilities disabled until we get a little bit in, so you know what, that should help out considerably on getting those kills, yeah? Oh yeah, that helps out. It may only last for 3 minutes, but she's gonna get some work done. And yep, that's 50 kills. With that done, we've now got abilities, and we can bring out the big guns. Reduce the mission timer. Still gonna farm Dante? Well, Dante's a pretty reasonable farm, all told. And it's from Disruption, so that's nice and fun. Worms down. Uh-oh. Boom! Alright, that's taking some time off the timer. God, these zones are ruining my foreman. Hello, same time. Watch a lot of videos, love them. Hey! Glad you enjoy the videos. Hope you enjoy the streams just as much. Welcome on in. Oh, that ammo efficiency debuff really hurts the foreman. Recovering? Mirrorlade's pet. Also called Mirrorlade. And there was me thinking I was helping you. There was me thinking I was helping you out. I was looking at the hit point bar. I was like, Mirrorlade's not down. What's going on here? It wasn't Mirrorlade that was down. It was Mirrorlade. Easy to get confused. Ah, Quaslings. There we go. Re-up the raw bonus. Nice 103% buff. New rogue necromech on his way in. Lovely, lovely. Trying to shoot off the arm there, but... Oh, wrong button. There we go. And we got another necromech to take out this one. Just a standard rogue. Full of life support. Let's crack it open. Lovely. You gotta get a decent enough setup to start running these. I mean, you either get a decent enough setup to pull your weight, or you find some friends to help carry you. So this is the thing, it's designed as a team exercise, so you're supposed to be working together with others in the first place. So you don't need to build to solo it, you just need to build to be able to do your bit. On top of that, there's nothing stopping you running it twice. So you could do you and one friend with all of the debuffs, all of the random loadout they give you, struggling, whilst friend 2 and 3, they bring their super powered nuke setups, no holdbacks, no debuffs, they just get the mission done. Once you've gone through all 3, you then switch it over, you bring the power setups, and the other 2 friends who didn't, they swap over to gain their rewards instead. Is it cheesy? Yeah. Is Warframe designed to be cheese? Hell yeah, I've been saying it for years. Have we tested arc guns against these Necromechs? Shooty shooty. Let's try and deal with that wherever it is. There we go. Not sure how much the arc gun is actually contributing here, but it's present. And the arc gun never gets randomized out, so you've always got the one you want. Yeah, everything gets attenuated to hell at the moment. Attenuation is being addressed, but until we see what the results of that address are, things get attenuated to hell. It's similar to how the mercy threshold on enemies gets worse at very high levels. Not entirely sure why, of all things, he decided to do that with high levels, with no prior warning to it, but yeah, on really high levels, the mercy threshold, minimum and maximum, comes right down. So instead of impact procs being able to get it to 90 or 100% of max health, you're limited to closer to 50% of max health with a full set of impact procs. And that can be a pain in the ass. Especially on the more attenuated foes. Dedicants. We just have to look forward to the changes there. There we are. Mech down. I'm noticing I'm not gaining very many charges. There we go. Gonna say how much of this is me and how much it's my companion or mirror wave. Actually, my Morsey's about to run out of ammo anyway. There he goes. Now I'm back to my Fullman, which has 0 stacks on it because I was using a different weapon all this time. But we're good, we could just leave anyway. It's irrelevant.
Just one last thing to take care of.
This is a lot of casts of this, and you know what? That worked. That worked quite nicely. You realise killing rogue necromechs will reduce the timer? Yeah, the ones you personally spawn, they reduce the timer. All the others don't. You hope everything has its attenuation toned back to be more like acolytes. It's going to be toned to be more like the archons. They are the Templar that's being used. The actual values of the attenuation, that's going to differ from enemy to enemy, mission to mission. But the nature of it, archons. Ew. I immediately lost Worm to that rupturing fragment. What a way to be reminded that they exist. Look at that. 5 impact procs. Couldn't get through him. Oh my. God damn it, there is so many explosions happening and I have none of the hit points for this, so let's just throw that down and hope for the best. We need 19 more kills to happen before we are allowed to use abilities. Whoop. God, the timer on those is so short. Yep. You know what? That might have been a little bit ambitious. Where are my shields? Oh yeah, Gal, can you come over and shoot them? There we are. Okay, something shot them. Don't know whether it's my companion or if it was Miralabe there, but something shot him. That's a Luminous. We run from those. Yeah, that's a very short timer. There we go. Abilities. Oh, that one's plugged in. Alright. I already got Luminous here as well. I just ran to an entirely different area just to find more Luminous. Ugh. One down. 2 down. Defense complete. Wonderful. Let's grab the key for this next one. That is just in here. Two mechs, same side. Raw buff. Don't know how much of a buff it really is, considering attenuation, but you know, we tried. And let's go put this one in. Alright, one mech is right here. These ones go down pretty niftily. Looks like Miralabe's got that one under control. Yep. We'll just stand away from that Luminous. I don't know if it really understands what's going on. Works for me. Once again, grab our dockets for the next 4 conduits. That's a big old explosion of doom. There's a key. Grab the key. It is over here. There we are. Always one of the pain points when it comes to damage attenuation on a per hit basis is that it makes really big swings, like with the heavy attacks on melee weapons. Feel pointless, quite frankly. Because what's the point of having a big swing if the target is just going to have a damage cap, you know? As I mentioned before, now I get why DE make the decisions they do, but it still has those particular pain points. Okie dokie. One mech over here. Off the shots into it. Down it goes. And Mirror got the other one. Beautiful. There's my skins out. Let's get a new one. Re-up the raw. I am looking for enemies I can shoot. Doesn't quite count. Where did that one come from? Oh god. Enemy heat weapons. Not really a concern, thank goodness for that. That's going to be all the way over this way though, so let's go help out Mirror. Whilst Mirror probably doesn't need my help, it's still right to do. Ah. It's a Void Ring. They are a bit tankier. There we go. Looks like there is a key already over here to grab. There we are. That goes into this slot right here. Target on my near side. I am messing up these parkour jumps, but it's fine. Gun removed. It's trying to dash the wrong way. Very useful to us. And Mirlo's got the other one. Splendid, that should give us our exit now then. Yep, here we go.
We're back. Material secured. Tenno intact. Let me see. These are... well, they're ideal.
That they are.
Construct.
We're done good for you, Lloyd. We've done good for you.
You have been most helpful.
Ta-da! And 2 Tau Forge shards for the effort. I will happily take that. Nice. Let's have a look at total rewards then. Yep, 2 Tau Forge, 2 normal shards. Lovely basic rainbow complement of them there. Those are good returns. Quite satisfying indeed. Okay, well let's pop on over now to 1999 and with ETA have a look at what's going on over there. Mirrorlabe, let me know if you are interested in running ETA as well, and likewise if anyone else would like to join me on that, send me a message in game, the Kengineer. I'll bring you on into the squad. The Necromex do have lower HP when you are not in a full squad, but it's not that much lower. Because the hit point scaling, if I recall correctly, it is just the number of people in squad, which is 300% if you're in a full squad, 200% if you are in just a duo. But that extra bit of hit points, because of how attenuation gets in the way, it feels that much longer. But if there's other scalers involved, not sure. Game's never exactly clear about it.
Hi, fellow time traveler.
Not so sure about that because it feels so easy. Yeah, there's possibly other scalers involved and they might be multiplying together, which can be part of it. Wouldn't be the first time we've seen multipliers re-multiplying for the same thing somewhat needlessly. Again, we just... without excessive testing, it is hard to really pinpoint these factors unless DE just share the details. It is hard to pinpoint these actual factors. I mean, for how long were Steel Path shields bugged to double apply the bonus, and most people didn't even seem to notice. It can be a pain. Moon wanted us to bring up some instrumental rock in the background for a bit. That we can do. Let me grab that playlist. Switch us over. Alright.
Go set up
Temporal
prices, that's how you
Archimedia. Let's unlock it because we're definitely going to do it. What options we got here? Frost Calevo Lavos. Now that is a power lineup. That is a power lineup to get us started. What else have we got to work with? Tonkor Stradivar Lens. Not as powerful. Cuba Twin Stubbers Ballistica Julcestra. Yikes. Sidon Kasawar Corum. Ugh. That ain't great, is it? That ain't great. And then what we got down here? Casting ability reduces armor. Lose health whilst moving. Max ammo on all weapons reduced by 75%. And hypersensitive duration of negative status effects is tripled. Yikers on some of those. Yikers. Yeah. Corum's not that bad? I mean, it's not great. You say about working with influence, that's influence working more than the Corum, let's be real. If you could somehow equip melee influence to the Stug will be alright. So which of these have an Incarnon? None of these have an Incarnon, do they? That is particularly unlucky. Because we've got more than a few Incarnons these days. I've managed to roll a completely no Incarnon, no Exalted loadout. A big, fat 0. That sucks. Yeah, that sucks right there. God damn. What do you think I have, Dante? Yeah, no. I got Frost Calevo Lavos, so a couple sources of Overguard, but not the really powerful one, yeah. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be Calevo Corum, yeah. With some backup Tonkor, and secondary doesn't exist. And then what have we got throughout here? So, Exterminate. Enemies will take 95% less damage from non-weak point hits. Where my most powerful options are Calevo, Tonkor, Corum. Jade Spirits everywhere. That's going to be, I don't want to say great, because it'd be quite the opposite. Alright. Mild-pit munitions. Enemies only take damage if you're close to them, but at least, you know, if we're going for a melee focus, that's not a problem. Miasmite Mash. Enemies drop Miasmites upon death that immediately rush flare. Fun. It's alive while in the underground. Hostile overgrowths will attack players who stop moving. Okay. And Vampiric Luminous. Because we just had them, let's get some more going. And let's see here. Thermium plating. Only Thermium RPGs can damage the tank. Wonderful. Hate that modifier. All enemies are replaced with Scaldra and move faster. Yeah. And hostile regeneration. Enemy health slowly regenerates. Yeah, I've seen a clip of that. It was not what I would call slow. Not what I would call slow. What's the reward for QTCC? There are rewards plural, and it depends on if you're asking on this channel or from Warframe themselves. Because, let's see, have Warframe actually published theirs now? I think I got a notification for it earlier, so let's just have a look at their website arenas. Learn more. Yes, they have published everything now. Okie dokie. They've got merch on sale. Yeah, so they've got a lot of rewards, some of which are hidden. So $5,000 raised across the entire community. We're looking at the Conqueror Glyph and Glyph Display. At 10,000, more glyphs and displays. 20,000, another display. 30,000, 3 former to everyone in the community. 40,000, we get an Affinity Weekend. 50,000 Warframe slot and weapon slots, 60,000 an Exodus Warframe adapter, 70,000 some Exodus weapon adapters, 80,000 Umbral Former built, 90,000 we get the Conqueror Uplift Syandana, which is those spectral bony wings, and then 100,000 is where we get the Zephyr skin. All of that is over on this. There we are. Moon, as much as you can't forward a ping to someone to let them know, you can just type the command and then at the person you're messaging. That should work. But yeah, so in terms of the rewards from Warframe side of thing, there are a variety of bits and pieces. Also, they're going to be having drops on various live streams. Now, if I have a look at the full campaign post, which drops are happening when? Yeah, so week 1, which is starting tomorrow, is going to be Syndicate Medallion drops. Week 2 has some Captura scenes you can pick up. Week 3 has flutes you can pick up. Week 4 is furniture decorations, and week 5 is domestic drones. And those drops are on specific streams throughout the QTCC campaign. This stream, I believe it's on just specific streams. Let me check actually that before I can lock in that thought. One for drops to highlight incredible creators. I think it's when that stream is highlighted, and this stream is highlighted during the furniture decoration week. So you can look forward to that on the 22nd. Alright. So yeah, we got all that to look forward to. Let's gear up. Let's gear up. Level. Let's go for... Yeah, main build. Should be fine. Should be... Exit out of that.
Get your loadout ready, because once you're locked in,
Primary, let's just swap in a Tonkorn over the best. One Cuva Tonkorn, there we go. Secondary, I don't think it matters. I'm just going to slap something on there. I don't use the Cuva Twin Stubbers. Let's give them some time out of the arsenal. And then, yeah, it's Corum we're going for here. Pearl, I'm not actually sure who designed the Zephyr skin. I'll be quite honest with you. Not sure on the designer of that one. Alright then, yeah, that is a melee influence setup. It is currently, however, equipped with heat down here. I suppose because of the innate electric with it, but let's buff it to be stronger by putting in the electric mod. Just makes more sense. Alright, it's a build. It'll do. Companion still gets to do companion things, that is all good. And which of these modifiers do I not take? Overguard blocks status effects. Max ammo should be an issue because I am literally using melee. Lose health whilst moving, we can recover that. But I think... Actually, you know what? I don't have to worry too much about these, so I can swap in a weapon. Because I don't care about the 9 pigs chips. I really don't. So let's take the opportunity to swap in... Latum. Yeah, exclamation mark join if you want to join in on this here. Exclamation mark join. Yeah.
Velamir and Minerva are ready.
We'll give TEDCon a moment on that there.
Stand by for temporal shenanigans.
Milo was saying if the Legasite casts Aqua Blades, don't go into melee, please. The Legasite? What Legasite? Here we go. TEDCon's available. Come on in.
Drifter. Velamir and Minerva are ready when you are.
Oh, and we can set some PD picks going. Let's see, what PD picks do we want for these? For the Exterminate... I still haven't memorized what these are. These pictures and names don't really help me out. Like, reverse O. What does reverse O do? On heavy attack, transfer negative status effects onto enemies nearby. Less of a reverse, more of a reflect. Transfer, but sure. Breathless, gain resistance to gas and toxin. Again, that's not breathless. It's giving us the breath. I don't know. But let me say a wake up call for the last mission. Wake up call. Oh yeah, absolutely. I've done that one a few times. Well, let's see. For these other missions, for the defense one, where we've got vampiric limiters everywhere, you know, those limiters can be quite the threat. So let's go with... Where are you? On the first time being down, get teleported to safety. Because those limiters can just be a pain. You always look for angry attack for dual fists? Eh. What do we want on this first one? I can't memorize these. These names don't help me in the slightest. I don't see much value in all these. I'll just go with the heavy attack as melee. Sod it. Yeah. You're suggesting spin around for the first mission? Spin around. Weak point kills generate null star. I suppose, yeah, we are doing weak points. Fair enough. Alright, there we go. Let's begin the research. I do not have a lot of faith in my loadouts, but thankfully I'm not alone. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Alrighty. I'm not impatient. Don't know what everyone gave you the impression. Really saying, don't forget to jump with bike. Yeah. Gotta treat the bike like a jetpack. That'll be too bad I have later. I overrode the choices to get that in there, Zon, because I had 0 incarnants.
People think the consequences of time travel are like, oh no, mom and dad never kissed and now I don't exist. Cute, but no. How about cracks in the spatio-temporal fabric followed by the breakdown of reality as we know it? That's what we're trying to prevent here.
Good to know. Alright.
If stopping all this
Do more.
tech keeps reality intact, I'm here for it.
So, hopefully, we've got enough power to kind of carve through everything. Oh, I need to do a thing. There we are. At least with the tech rod, they have a bunch of weak spots. So, swing around the melee long enough, you'll hit them. Not amazing, but it works. Let's re up the crits. I don't really have a lot of good opportunities to use my 3 here at the moment. Oh, supply cache. We're gonna want to deal with that. Well, this is just gonna get even worse. Gotta be closing in, right? Yep. There's a piece. Chuck it in. There's another piece. Chuck it in. 2 to go. There's another piece. This is convenient. 1 to go. Where's that last one? Oh, someone else found it. Perfect. This is the easiest start to get a supply cache on? Hey, I'll take that. Streamlock's gonna happen sometime, right?
Miss Velasco, we have already terminated half the designated targets. I do hope your note-taking is keeping up.
It's still kind of weird to me that the idea behind this that we're somehow stabilizing the timeline by doing all this. Can't say I really understand how that works. No recollection. Yeah. Main thing I am certain of, we just keep swinging. How am I doing on kills? Yeah, I'm pulling my weight, that's good. My loadout is not complete trash. Having done melee for a while, I'm going to switch over now to using Latum and see how that goes. Most of a charge, that'll do. Yeah, it cuts in. To the surprise of no one, I suppose, at this point, Latum does indeed go burr.
Screaming
There we
on
are.
multiple wavelengths. Timeline flaws standing out like zits on a cheerleader.
In saying the infestation tech rot is time agnostic, so
Just
clicking
so
here
long as
prevents it
this is
screwing
all
up
worth
distorting
the
timeline
effort.
too much. Sure. See, with the whole time agnostic thing, I thought that was more just the greater mind of the infestation, the hive of it, can see through time. Because causality is just kind of open to them.
Security detail.
Which in itself just makes
Just a hunch, but
so
Nessie
little
saw an
sense for me to
instance at
follow.
this concert before she disappeared. You keep the show going, and I'll watch the chronometer for any fluctuations that might be related to her.
Alright, Miralabe is dying. Can I save you before the limiters get here? That was a little riskier than I should have done that. Temple is already dead. That was a lot of hit points lost there. What the hell? Let's do some bits to help out here, shall we? And hopefully this time I won't accidentally shoot Temple dead by shooting an enemy. Because that was really weird when that happened. Can I melee that? Okay, it died. Don't know if I was the cause there. Nope, it was my NPC crew. That's fine.
Oops.
My screen is a mess of effects. Just keep tearing through these as much as we can. And again, I can still just use my Latum. I don't think I can charge on the Limitless. No. But these guys die pretty easily. Yup. That is plenty effective enough for me. What am I detecting? Oh, there they are. Trying to figure out where the next enemy is I can shoot.
Yeah, but she got to see it when the Rippers were still alive.
Hi, can we go up? Can we go up on top of here? Oh, wow. I've never tried this before. I didn't know you could go all the way up here. Let's help with the damage on this. That looks good. Need to get some new charge here. Where's an enemy I can headshot? That one's already dead. God damn it. It is proving increasingly difficult for me to get headshots with this for some reason. Where is that thing? There you are. And you. Full charge. That's Luminous. We need the one over here. Never mind. Apparently this doesn't count. And down we go underneath. Try not to get crushed. It's kind of crazy, even at this level, how little it takes for the Latum to get work done. I know I'm picking up buffs here or there, but still. For a gun that came out years ago at this point, it's still surprisingly effective for such high level content. Because there are weapons which have been released since that I wouldn't dream of making my offload out pick here. Latum? Slaps. Yep, still slaps.
Click, click, boom.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. Kaya as ever with the most helpful contributions. That's a Luminous up there, that's Luminous over there. The real thing we can shoot is here. There we go. You know, I don't think I can hit that one yet. Oh, never mind. He died. And whilst we've got these next two waves of stage defense here, I also promised in the goal that we'd talk a little bit about FOMO. For those of you unfamiliar with the term, FOMO simply stands for fear of missing out. When used in the context of gaming, it is referencing primarily people's fear of missing out on rewards, goodies, that kind of thing, for having not played the game during a certain period of time. For example, people experience FOMO with battle passes. If you don't play the battle pass, whatever cosmetics or features are on it, once it times out, they're gone. You can't get access to them again. Is the entire idea. Operation Plague Star? Yeah, Operation Plague Star would fit under that. Because it's only around for 2 weeks. Any of the operations, for whatever time they're around. It's only around for 2 weeks. And when it's gone for... last time was 2 years. Why am I even trying to shoot this thing? But FOMO doesn't just have to be to time-limited content in terms of do it now or it's gone forever. It can also refer to stuff which is keep doing it or you'll fall behind. An example of that is what we're doing right here, right now, and it's part of the reason the topics come together, Archon shards. And just in general the rewards you can get from EDA and ETA. Because unlike a generic mission node, you can only do this once per week. With the sorties, they're around for years now. Sorties can only be done once per day. I don't think we're at the point in Warframe where there's anything that is once per month. There's Barrow at twice per month, but basically everything of significance there is tradable. There's still the cosmetics, and cosmetics matter to some people. Just not really so much me. The reason this is a particular topic on my mind recently is I've been playing a fair amount of RuneScape Leagues. I've been keeping it with the community opinions voiced about RuneScape 3 in particular. And there's a lot of mention of the so-called dailyscape, the FOMO around missing out on the dailies, weeklies, and monthlies. That people feel compelled that if they're going to even open up the game, they may as well do those particular activities because the rewards are just so good that it doesn't matter if they enjoy it or not, doing something else would be stupid. That's the way they feel. Doesn't mean it's correct, but it is, in a way, set up that way. That people will set alarm clocks for things like Gothixian caches and for Wilderness Flash events. And it's an interesting point, really, that it comes down to if you feel bad about missing one of them, then the FOMO's got you. Even if you succeed at getting it, whatever it is, daily, weekly, monthly, hourly, whatever it is, doesn't matter if you succeed. If you're feeling that effect, then there's the FOMO. I hate to seem like an idiot, but this way. And we do have that in some ways in Warframe. As Aquadin points out, you could say Umbral Former is almost monthly. Comes around with Teshin Shop from, what's it called? Yeah, from Steel Essence. Steel Essence, thankfully, you just pick up from game, from just playing Steel Path, so if you are at the tier where you care about a high quantity of such formers, that's a bad thing, then you should also be in a position to reliably just acquire it, I would say. Whereas, usually the FOMO stuff is stuff you have to go out of your way for. Alex saying thermofractures happen every 2 weeks, can't get amalgam mods from anywhere else. I'm not sure I would say that qualifies. They're around so damn frequently. And once you've done it, you've done it. that it's not really the same category. Just because something isn't always available doesn't put it under the FOMO category, and it puts it more under the frustration category of, oh god, why is this not always available? Incarnans do hit you with that level of FOMO. As much as they are a one and done, Clara Incarnan, there is a shit ton of them, and the amount of time they're out of rotation is very long. They've been taking a very distinct approach to it, fair enough. Replolos dropped some owl mods? Yeah, but not the same ones. They are different. Alright, get my favourite spot to stand. Those are also a massive time investment. For the ones from the circuit, yeah, absolutely. And that ties into part of the FOMO, is that it's a bunch of work to do. I don't know why I'm even trying to do this. It's a bunch of work to do, but also if you don't do it, you're still missing out on the thing. And it is specifically tailored to try and make you go, oh, but I should get a thing. Isn't it? It's just taking a lot of damage for how few rockets we should have. Oh, wrong one. Let's grab another. Destroy tank. There we are. Bite. Yeah, I can do that during the animation. This actually takes a moment, doesn't it? Switch us over to the lo-fi playlist. There we are.
Guys,
I mean, Game of Flicks, I wouldn't say that's the issue with Incarnate so much as another stacked issue with Incarnate. So yeah, if you don't have them, then your weapon choices for EDA, ETA are just objectively worse. Alright, let's finally zits. Now try and keep the pain on it so that it doesn't constantly recover. Not seeing more RPGs, I'm going to call mine in. Just so we keep the pain on it. Alright, good. We got it to this stage. So, I was reading over on Reddit about this, that some people were complaining and showing demonstrably that the health on this thing regens like crazy in stage 1 if you don't keep the damage constantly on it. But we got that. Ninja, bring up the FOMO of Eidolons. I get what you're saying there, yeah. I get what you're saying. It's not quite the FOMO side of things in the same way, but I get what you're pointing out there, yeah. Oh, I'm not holding on to what I thought I was holding on to. There we go. That hit the zit. There we are. Good, that's got it into its screaming state again. More of these incoming. You know what? I'll take the fresh one. Thank you very much. Aqua did say, I played a game where FOMO of seasonal events made you play at least 2 hours a day, every day. Yikes. So, to give you an example of what people could refer to as the daily scape FOMO in RuneScape, there are, and these are of varying degrees of significance, the daily tasks that can be given if you're not on Iron Man mode, those daily tasks requiring you to do some usually small amount of skilling in 3 particular skills, and your reward for having done so is a big old chunk of XP and some additional meta game rewards, for lack of a better description. On top of those, then, you've also got the various distractions and diversions that can be done per day or per week. So you're looking at, for example, good fixing caches, like I mentioned, World of Splash events, Shooting Star, Evil Tree, if anyone even does that these days. They shouldn't, it sucks. You've got Meg, you've got Tears of Gothics. Got to keep on top of the ports, got to keep on top of the player-owned farms, both farms. Penguins, thank you, Bite, yep.
Right down. But why?
Wilderness Flash events and Gothics and caches also, by the way, happen every hour. They are a forced multiplayer thing. You can't just log in and do it at your own time. If you log in at 5 minutes past the hour, come back in 55 minutes. Don't miss it. And that starts to grate on people. There's a couple monthly ones as well. It's like, sure, yeah, it's one thing a month. Well, except there's a few monthly things, and again, not doing it, you are missing out on a set of rewards scaled for a month. It's a weird one. Now, for me, personally, I don't find these FOMO things really grab me. Which is an oddity. After all, I've just said here about how it can be such a pain point for a lot of people. Also, rewards. Not worth it. That was absolutely not worth it. Good lord. I don't think I could have rolled much worse, to be quite honest with you. Ugh. But yeah, thank you Mirrorlade, thank you Tedcom for joining in on that. Hope you enjoy the rewards you got. May your rolls be better than mine on that one. But yeah, in terms of the I can open the picks. I can do that later. I also don't really care about those. So in terms of the supposed FOMOs in Warframe, there is the 2 weekly Riven mod pickups from Iron Wake, which I continuously forget exists. So let's go grab those now. Sure, why not? There's the Archon shards, where you go through the 1 from the Archon hunt, and 1 from an Etricel, and some amount... oh, maybe 1 from an Etricel. Some amount from EDA, some amount from ETA. And then also make sure you keep up with the calendar. You can also make sure you're keeping up with standing caps for all the different Syndicate factions. Those are on a daily thing. If you want to go that far as well, you've also got the sortie and the Syndicate missions. Buying from Bird 3. Yep, I completely forgot that was a thing. Absolutely right. I didn't even look at what ribbons I picked up there. So yeah, as Aquidid says, FOMO has different effects depending on character, and it's very true, yeah. It comes down to what you value and what looms over you. So if missing out on an Archon shard, or missing out on a cosmetic looms over you, then you're at that risk of FOMO being a thing. Objectively, a lot of games will try to capitalize on that. Warframe, in terms of Nightwave, avoids a lot of that. These Nightwaves last so long that I think I've done maybe 2 streams during this entire mix of actively doing Nora Night challenges. It might even only be 1 stream where I focused on it. And even then, I'm up at 13 prestige, past having done, you know, the main 30 levels. Let's see, from Gamerflix saying, weekly list for Warframe, Zaramancuva, Slivers, Bird 3 Sharp, Aru, Steel Essence, EDA, ETA, Netracell, Archon, The Seasons, over in 1999, Circuit, and Acrithis. You've got 12 things on your weekly list. Now let's go through that. Zaramancuva, you need to obtain the Void Plumes to do it. To obtain the Void Plumes to actually purchase that, how long does that take you? I mean, given how many it costs, you might be able to get that down to just 20 minutes? Let's say 20 minutes. Not counting any additional gameplay you might be doing that ends up with Void Plumes. The time you're actually spending to get Void Plumes, whether passively or actively, maybe 20 minutes. You got the turning in of slivers. You need to actually get the slivers, but you get those through general gameplay, so it's only a 1 minute turnaround to go turn them in at Iron Wake. But 3 Shard, again, you should be picking up the standing from doing EDA itself and the Netrocell, so it's just the minute to go actually do the turn in. With Maru, if you're at the point of doing all these others, you should be able to handle that one quickly if you're even considering it. So that one is only another couple minutes on top. Steel Essence you pick up just through playing the game. So that's more of a, what are you farming for at that point? EDA, as we've seen, that can take you like half an hour. ETA, that can take you like half hour. If you've not got a powerful setup, if you're not cutting corners, because I've cut corners on both of them, I've taken out the top end item both times. If you're not doing that, that half hour can easily become more like 45 minutes or an hour if things go bad for you. Netrocell, that adds on to the time again, depends on how quick you do it. Archon Hunt, that can set you back another roughly half hour if you get unlucky. The season over in 1999 is not really going to be completed by doing anything else on that list, so that's more to just kind of work through. I mean, yeah, get some kills on the tech roll with melee weapons, partway through that, but only partway through that. Doesn't activate the others until you get to them. So there is more work, again. Excuse me. Circuit easily sets you back about 3 hours, I want to say. If you're doing the Steel Path 1, if you're doing both normal and Steel Path, you're looking closer to 5 hours, including the break to go bang your head against a wall. And then Acrithis, you're going to need to have Pathos stamps. If you're not previously farmed them from Ileweaver, then that is one of the better places to go ahead and get yourself some, but that's going to take you some more time again. So if we add that all up then, we're looking at... Yeah, if I had to ballpark it, you're looking in the region of 6 to 10 hours, depending on personal player efficiency, on getting through all of that lot. A few hours on the circuit, a few hours on EDA, ETA, Archon Hunt, and Netrocell. Bit of time set aside for rebuilding up with Acrithis, bit of time set aside for rebuilding up with the Zaramancuva via Void Plumes. A small smidge of time set aside for Maru, and most of that is not generating Seal Essence along the way. Also, something in my eye. Ugh. Another grain of sleep. How dare. It's sharp and annoying. From Alex saying, but really oversimplifying this, I feel like the FOMO thing comes when people are perceiving the game as work, while the moment it stops giving you fun, just playing it, or stops giving you enough fun per hour, you should drop it and be done with it. That's a bit of a run on until you get interested in it again. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing I've been saying for years as well, Alex. When you're not enjoying Warframe, when you feel like it's a chore, you're at risk of burnout. And that is what FOMO is. FOMO is a burnout generator. Because it says you can't just play when it's fun. You're missing out on things. How can you have fun when you're missing out on things? This is what FOMO tries to tell you. This is what FOMO tries to force upon you. Cheers, bye. Because if you don't go and get the Kuva, then you can't roll the Riven. If you can't roll the Riven, then you can't get a good Riven for your weapon. And if you need a good Riven for your weapon, now you've got to go spend some platinum, or you just end up with a weaker weapon. Or you're missing out on the Archon Shards. And now, well, you just can't buy the Archon Shards, so if you miss them for a week, you just miss them. so you can't get the Archon shards together. If you haven't got the Archon shards, you can't do the crazy fancy builds your favourite YouTuber showed you. If you can't do the crazy fancy builds, you're just not good enough. And now you have to be good at a game, and you're not good at a game because you didn't put in the effort, and that effort is just playing the game, but not playing the game when and where you want to. And this is FOMO clawing away at your head. And there are games far worse for it than Warframe, but Warframe still has its complement of it. And it still has it. Because if I open up my Archon shards right there, if I wanted to do, say, a set of 3 yellow Tower Forge, I'm going to have to start converting some of these ones down. I don't have enough. I think I just about have enough of these ambers to do a full 5 Tower Forge on one frame, and then that'll be that on that. If that's what I wanted to use, I would be shit out of luck otherwise. But you don't have to go Tower Forge. The standard ones are 66% of the effectiveness, so I could set up 2 entire frames with those, and have a couple Tower Forges left to sprinkle around. Doesn't have to be full yellows. When you expand it out, got even more room. But how many people, I wonder, are looking at this number of shards? Looking at the 36 Crimson shards, the 12 Amber shards, the 50 Azure shards, not to mention the 7 green, 7 orange, 5 purple, screw the real names. Going, how the fuck have you got so much? I'm sure there's more than a couple of you looking at that mournfully, wishing that was your inventory, recognizing that that's just the inventory of unused shards. I then have another, what's this? If we sort this by Archon shards, that is not sorted by Archon shards. Oh wait, no, these are favorites. That's what's going on here. Yeah. So it's 10. Somehow Levos is down a shard? Okay, whatever. 10 plus 9 there, so that is 19, 29, 39, 49, 59, 69, 79, 89, 99, 109, 119, 129, 139, 148, 157, 160, 166, 169, 172, 175, 180, 190, 193, 4, 5, 6. 196 equipped shards. I have 196 equipped shards, and I hate that that is the best way of counting that. On top of the roughly 100 there. I'm not going to count the actual number, it's roughly 100. So all told, I have about 300 shards. If I got someone into Warframe today, it's gonna be a little while before they have 300 shards, isn't it? There's no boosts, no speed ups, other than just the new releases of more ways to get shards. And that's probably the most egregious FOMO we have. Not in terms of, oh, it's going to take you so long before you can have it, but in terms of every time you don't get it, you're missing out on what you could have had. GameFlix saying you don't need 300 shards unless you hop between 60 frames. Yeah, absolutely correct. And this is part of why I don't really stress over EDA and ETA. Those of you who are regulars here will see how many weeks go by where I don't even mention it, let alone play it on stream. And I can tell you this for free. If I'm not playing ETA or EDA on stream, there is a very, very high chance that I'm not completing it at all that week. Extremely high chance. I might go through it with a setup I'm testing to test the setup and what rewards are whatever I get, because it won't be set up to get max rewards. But most of the time, if it's not done on stream, I'm just not doing it. Straight up. The Archon hunts, we do those very occasionally. Sorties, can't even remember the last one I did.
Excited now.
Genuinely can't actually remember the last one I did. Probably for a Nightwave challenge.
I always learn so much from a live dissection.
So, yeah, it turns out that there's various aspects of the game that you do get to a point where you can just kind of step back and go, cool, I've got enough. But that doesn't apply to all the people who haven't got there yet. That doesn't apply to the people who want some of the things that are obtainable there. Don't blind me, bro. Want some of the things that are attainable there. And it's when you get those recurring moments of, hey, did you do everything this week? Oh, you didn't? Well, alright. I mean, if you're gonna not do it, we can't stop you. Just saying, you're missing out. You're missing out. That's the voice of FOMO right there. That's the voice of FOMO. It's less so about the stuff that is one and done, and then it's just gone, and more that constant tick. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. And when you then start accounting for other games, oh boy howdy does it get a bit. So yeah, definitely be on the lookout for FOMO in any game, not just Warframe, in any game. Linkard saying, isn't a system of that kind of necessary for player retention for free-to-play? That's a damn good question. You know, honestly, that is a damn good question. Is it necessary to have a FOMO system for player retention in a free-to-play game? There's 3 parts to that worth breaking down. Is it necessary? Is it necessary for player retention? And is it necessary for player retention for a free-to-play? 3 distinct moving parts there. We'll talk about that more as we go into an Archon hunt. How lazy can I be with this? It's mobile defense. I can be lazy. Splendid. I can focus more on talking and less on shooting with that. Let's bring something brainless. Oh yeah, it already exists. Brainless. Job done. Alright. So, is it necessary? Sorry, Mirai, running this one solo. Is it necessary? These things didn't always exist. Dailies, weeklies, monthlies, grab these things or miss out forever didn't always exist. Not necessarily in Warframe, but just in general.
Here is a terminal.
Gaming wasn't born with it. But we are increasingly in what is referred to as the attention economy. Oh, Uncle disabled, I forgot. The attention economy, which is there is only so much attention you can get from one person. You are available, each of you individually, to share your attention with the world for a fixed amount of time per day. You might split your attention across a couple things. You know, you might be lazily fishing on one screen whilst watching YouTube on another screen, but still there is a cap on the amount of attention you can give. You're not going to be playing Warframe and World of Warcraft and Battlefield and Sims and Minecraft all at the same time. It's just not happening. And so they compete. Because the more you're playing one thing, the less you're playing something else. And that is the crucial bit. It's less so about having you on the game, and more so about having you not on competitors. If you're here and not somewhere else, you can't spend somewhere else. Because you've got no reason to.
We are finished here. Move on.
If you're, for example, not playing... Cheers, Valcor. If you're not playing Apex Legends, you're not looking at their updates, you're not looking at their skins, you're not looking at anything they would try to get you to care about, right? And that extends infinitely across all the things. But does that make it necessary? Not sure it does. Now, as for the aspect of being free to play, I suppose to an extent you could say that something that is a subscription basis, pay to play, is itself the FOMO. The very cost becomes the FOMO. Because otherwise you're missing out on what you've purchased. Whereas if something is a one and done purchase, as soon as you purchased it, it's basically free to play. You're not getting the money back. But yeah, I agree with Alex that, you know, the best retention tool is to have fun and engaging content, but fun and engaging content is expensive. Sometimes those extrinsic rewards are a little bit easier to produce to keep things going. I mean, look at where Warframe's at the moment. We are waiting on the next big update, which thankfully comes out in less than 2 weeks' time. Yeah, it's 2 weeks' time, actually, to the day. 2 weeks' time. How long have we been waiting for the next big update? Very cool. It was... We had Caliban Prime. Oh, it is Caliban. Prior to that, we had Isleweaver with Araxia, and that was lovely. Not a lot going on. It was Araxia and Isleweaver.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
But yeah. One new extra mission, and a new frame and a couple weapons. Nifty, nifty. I think it was just the one mission, wasn't it? We are holding out for the next big deal. So, what would keep you on Warframe? If you've already gone through the new mission, and got the new frame, and got the new weapon, what would keep you on Warframe? And that does then come down to, yeah, the FOMO trick. If you can't get all the rewards today, you have to come back tomorrow. Oh, you're going to come back tomorrow, aren't you? Otherwise you're wasting your time. Right? And it again comes back to the same point of making sure that you listen out for that voice in your head. The FOMO voice. And make sure it's not saying it for itself. Make sure it's actually what you want.
The hunt can begin.
The moment you find yourself fearing missing out on stuff, it's too far. Cheers, Valplo. There was a thought I came across. Can't remember who posted it, where it was. It's one of those things you just come across but internalize. A thought I came across which perfectly encapsulates the counter, the antithesis to the very thought of FOMO. That if you think about it, really proves how FOMO is completely fake and ignorable. Truly. If you grab that voice, you can completely stomp it out with a simple little thought. Right now, I am not doing functionally everything. I'm not skiing down a mountain slope. I'm not cooking up a 5-star level meal for the hell of it. I'm not reading a book. Any book right now. Let alone all the different games I'm not playing, all the challenges I'm not completing, all the different rewards I'm not picking up. I'm not completing surveys to grab their credits or whatever they offer you to try and convince you to do it these days. I'm not doing all of it. If you took the average of everything that exists versus what I'm actually doing, on average I'm doing nothing, aren't I? But FOMO wants you to believe that that's a problem. individually, it'll point out the one or two things, maybe a handful on your mind, and go, yeah, but look at these particular ones you're not doing. Point to everything else you're not doing. Point to the complete... What's this thing? Complete abandonment of anything to be concerned with. And you'll realise the FOMO is fake.
Tower online.
You're not missing out. You're making an active decision at any one point in time and enjoying your decision. So whether it's a daily sortie, challenges, do XYZ activity, maybe it's a weekly Archon hunt, maybe it's a monthly god statue. Yes, that's the thing in RuneScape. You're not missing out. You weighed up your options, and you found something simply better. Now, I may be wrong on my assessment that that would put a hole right through the middle of most people's FOMO, but I feel like it should do the work. Also, slowly getting to the point where I've got enough control over these towers. They are putting up quite the fight on this one. There we go. I think I should have this here. That wave is probably not going to reach them. Oops, wrong button.
We are in total control.
Nah, I did lose that one. Damn.
The enemy have taken a tower. You must recapture it.
In conflict. In conflict where? With whom? With no one, that's who. Okay. Sure.
We have control of all 4 towers. Tower lost.
Damn it. Didn't realise Saul was on that console. Oh well. Why am I doing Interception solo? It is the Archon hunt. Also, interceptions are actually pretty easy solo. Because you can capture faster solo, you can keep on top of it pretty well.
The enemy have captured a tower.
I mean, look at this. I'm quite far ahead of the enemy's progress now. Yeah, enemy's on 40%, but I'm not at risk of losing it here.
We are in total control. Keep fighting. We have lost
Damn.
control of a tower.
Come on. Give me this back. There we are.
We are down.
Total control.
Keep it up.
Beautiful. In fact, I might be close to the point here where I could just not deal with the enemies and still win this round now. I'm going to still deal with the enemies. Ah, damn, I looked at the left panel.
Captured.
I thought there was one hacking that terminal, but it was on the other one. God. We'll just take this back. No biggie. Don't any Archon missions have skinny enemy density of number of players? They do, it looks like, yes. So if we have more people here, each individual will be slower at capturing, and there'll be more enemies being threatening. Interception missions are actually just pretty damn easy solo.
We have successfully decoded the message. Clear the area.
Clear out remaining enemies. Now the ones over here. There we go. On to our next wave. Then can't say my issue with the weekly content is the RNG of the rewards. Wish they had a currency system instead. Okay, why is that your issue? Just so I understand, why is the RNG of weekly rewards specifically your issue?
And the mighty demon of the void cowered before him. and he feared it not.
If said steel pepper behavior wouldn't be as easy. It wouldn't be as easy, no.
Careful, though. The enemy has
So you need to use a little bit more crowd control. I'm currently using radiation as a meme, but I don't even need that. I don't think the radiation is really doing anything for me here. Alright, they're going to take C, but I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to capture instead B from underneath them, whilst they're capturing C. Oh. Hello. Alright, yeah, I forget, B isn't there, it's here. Conflict? With what? Alright. His corpse, apparently. Again, they're capturing D. I'm going to capture C from under them. Should be about the same time.
Enemy have captured a tower.
Close enough.
You have captured a radio tower.
Clear them all out of this area. Still under some conflict? Nope. It's just got a little bit of a delay on it. Wasn't Nightwave the main reason... sorry, wasn't Nightwave to deal with FOMO?
4 towers.
I guess? Nightwave was originally introduced more as a an alternative. It was supposed to be a faster turnaround of storylines happening. But D realized they were actually taking away from full-on quest time to produce the Nightwave temporal stuff. And so it switched over to just Nightwaves being Nightwaves. Permanent intermissions. Which I'm not against, to be honest. If it was taken away from solid content for the temporary stuff, I'd prefer the solids. I want to get specific shards for specific frames. I'd like the game to allow me to get those in a consistent manner. So this is something that I've talked about at length before now on other streams. That RNG rewards are heavily relied on in games. Like this one. Because it's working on yet another psychological trick. Of getting you to be constantly anticipating the rewards. It's less so about actually getting the rewards, but they need to be available, and more so about knowing that you could get the rewards. The anticipation is part of the enjoyment, a big part of it. If it became a tokenized system where you knew you were going to get, say, 10 EDA tokens for completing every EDA, and the shop had fixed rates, yep, you're always going to be able to buy this, that, the other with these 10 tokens, it would take away that RNG, which creates enjoyment for a lot of people.
All messages decrypted.
But at the same time, if it's something that you can't keep re-rolling, then bad RNG can just lock you out of rewards. The more rare the reward, the more powerful this RNG issue becomes. And it was something I called out extensively when it was just Archon hunts for shards and Talforge shards. That some people, like myself, could end up well above the odds, and others would just flatline. It's certainly an awkward one to be addressing. In fact, I go so far as to say it's one of those circumstances where, despite what we say we like, despite what we say we enjoy, what players actually engage with is to their detriment. This is the most painful conclusion of them all to draw it, really. That the very systems that we can look at and recognize cause problems for people are the very same systems that have us more engaged. And I know that draws parallels with areas outside of gaming as well. I don't need to change any of that out. It's the Archons. They're a cakewalk at this level of power. Brother Oni says, someone who has everything except Caliban Prime and its two weapons, absolutely fed up with the relic system. Is anything other than those parts I need are a waste of my time? Well...
Power. It's how he was shaped. But he is
with the relic system,
and his mistakes have left
it keys into this being a multiplayer game. Those other rewards may not be the reward you were looking for specifically, but it does have value. Maybe not the best value, maybe not as much value as you could have got, but it has value. And it is a case of engaging in the multiplayer aspect of the game to connect with that value. If you don't trade, you are actively holding yourself back from a system of obtaining that value. It'll be like choosing to go to university's lectures but never taking any notepad or laptop with you. It's like, okay, I mean, sure you can, but isn't that just making it harder? Just missing out on being able to just look back at your notes? That's just making it hard. Hold on. What was my preferred weapon for this? Oh yeah, I used to use the catchment. That's what it was. And with no charge on that, that's not going to work. That is not... When I can see where the canister is, there we go. There we go. Alright then. At least this one doesn't heal up off of that. Yeah, the relic system is about one of the best systems in terms of handling RNG drops. Almost every single drop, former blueprints, almost every single drop has value within the same ecosystem of ducats. You can trade them in for ducats, and ducats have a substantial value in and of themselves due to all the things that Barrow Katia brings. And so because of that, even a poxy little item that almost every relic batch seems to have available and no one really wants the item anymore, it still has value. You don't get a zero. You are always able to make some form of progress. It's just a case of then opening up the trades of people to trade for that progress, one way or the other. So those who are getting more of the items than they needed, you can buy it from them. The systems we have are set up expecting that you will engage in trading. And to choose not to is it's a choice. A personal handicap. FOMO is where you can't get around that. It's a find it just go through listings, Warframe Market, third-party site no less, find an available seller, have a line mate who has dodgy peer-to-peer internet, and can't trade. I mean, if someone can't trade, then yeah, they are locked out of what's supposed to be the bad luck mitigation system. That just sucks. No doubt about that. Headshots was... That'll do. Now, in terms of the tedium of trading through Warframe Market, it depends on how much you're actually trading. Are you trying to sell all your wares through that, as well as buy the Caliban bits, or whichever bits you're looking for? Because the thing is, when it comes to selling, you can just do bulk trades. Yeah, you may not get the same rate for them, but that's what you get with bulk trading. Discounted rates. Yo! Yo! What was that there? That was... From Moon ALM of the 17th Variety, thank you very much for the $50 raised there for charity. Straight to the quest to conquer cancer with the comment, time to double the pot. Much appreciated that boon. At the end of this mission, we'll absolutely get on to not only the 5 additional spots you've lined us up there, but also the very first of our QTCC giveaways. Oh yes indeed, that very first one has been hit. Thank you very much there, Moon. Much appreciated. We'll be doing a 100 platinum giveaway at the end of this mission. Courtesy of DE. Now, in terms of the whole trading economy, unfortunately because of the nature of platinum being our trading currency, a more streamlined trading experience would lead to the devaluing of pretty much everything other than platinum. And that in itself will make then free-to-play access to premium content like slots, reactors, catalysts, Exless adapters, cosmetics, all of that just that much harder to get. So the friction is unfortunately part of making the economy work. How do you get the new Zephyr skin? The community as a whole, not just this community, but the entire Warframe community needs to raise $100,000, which is pretty much a guarantee. We've never failed one of these challenges, so you can look forward to it. But we as a community need to raise a lot more before you can get it. Does this mean Moon gets 2 fashions? Just the one. Just the one. The fashion addition to the giveaway arena is 1 per person. Otherwise, it would get to be a very bloated program. I do not believe that is going to work. Is the Morsey any good at breaking these? Yes, yes it is. Genuinely cannot see. There we are. We can put that weapon away now. Ooh, okay, maybe I should have kept it out. What is buffeting me around? There we go. We got that. We got that.
L'Oreal is down. Narmer's spine eyes have been torn out. Excellent work.
Everybody's saying, in all years of Warframe, maybe traded with 2 people, don't know, every other trade was gift to friends. I mean, fair enough, but maybe you're also coming from a position of considerable surplus of platinum compared to pretty much everyone else. Which, yeah, fair enough. Keeps the economy going and has helped out a lot of people with your gifts. Thank you very much, by the way. But that's far from the average experience, is it? But yeah, the relic system is about as good as RNG drops can get for things that are otherwise as painful to farm as some primes can be. And oh boy howdy can some of them be painful to farm. Just get that out of there. There we are. You know, you go into, let's say, by saying Vauban? Sure, Vauban. Where you go, alright, so Vauban Prime Blueprint is an uncommon, Chassis is a rare, Vauban Prime Blueprint can actually be a rare, Systems can be a rare, Chassis can be a rare on this one, or an uncommon on this one, go figure, Neuroptics now a rare on this one. Yeah, it's a little bit all over the place, isn't it? It is a little bit all over the place. 25 ducats. Oh boy, that is cursed. But yeah, even if you look at something as absolutely horrendous as Vauban, where it can be some seriously heavy duty farming, the sheer volume of people means that it's going to be obtained, and so trading is the out on that. If you choose not to, you are just restricting yourself on that. It's not designed to be a single player game and a single player economy. Out of the options of keeping the economy going by having multiplayer trading be intended versus keeping the economy going through weeklies and dailies and monthlies to keep on pulling you back in, I know which I prefer. Ooh. Cheers, Risketo. From Yusuf, going, yo, face reveal. Been watching YouTube a lot lately. Your Railjet guide has made Railjet actually fun to do. Hey, I'm glad that Railjet guide is still helping out people. It's been a hot minute since I put those guides out, but they are still, as you no doubt noticed, very, very relevant. I'm glad that's worked out for you. Also, I know it's a face reveal for yourself. I just don't feel the need to put my face cam over YouTube videos, you know. When you come to the stream, you're coming to the stream for yours truly. When you get to the YouTube videos, the voice, sure. The rest of this, what's it going to add to a video, is it? It's not going to add to the video. It's face revealed to Yusuf, Alex. That's how it works. Revealed to Yusuf. And their story and their diary they can write down, today I saw the Kengineer's face. It was hot. The end. Anyway, we've got ourselves a platinum giveaway to do as a result of Moon's massive contribution there. So let's get this set up. I've updated the thing to handle this properly. So 100 plat. Let's get this set up onto here now. What we're going to do this is I've also got to do the squats. We can use the squats whilst we're getting this all loaded up. So let's pause the out-of-game music for a moment there. Switch ourselves to an intermission screen. Here's how it's going to work. It's very, very simple. The command has changed. From the commands we've been using over the last few months, the commands have changed. Why not fill the last Archon slot with some Particle Velocity? I used to have a shard in there. I took it out for some testing purposes, Frozen Palms. It's not a unintentionally unfinished build. Anyway, back to this. So, with the giveaway, because previously with the giveaways we were doing the Hype Me command, but that was for the Hype bonus giveaways. We're on QTCC. So instead it is !win QTCC. If you'd like yourself a shot at winning that 100 platinum, courtesy of DE, earned here by Moonflow and... I'm sorry, Bite, there we are, Moonflow and Bite, who contributed to the quest to conquer cancer so far. If you'd like to join in on that, !win QTCC. Now normally I would have a giveaway program up on the screen at the moment, but I've got another set of 5 squats to do first. It's only 5, you know, I can manage 5 squats. Slide that out of the chair, and it would be a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. This streamer has legs. Not that you actually see the legs on camera, you know, you don't need to see that. I know what you all like. Alright. So, let's get my webcam out the way for the moment now. These are the people who have entered so far. Entering in to win themselves 100 platinum. If you don't see your name on the screen there, that means the bot has somehow not noticed the command you have typed, so you may need to do that again. But you should see your name on there. As well, if you donate $25 or more to the Quest to Conquer Cancer through this stream, through this channel, so that it pops up on my listing basically, then you can also have your own fashion added to this giveaway arena. So if you want to show off your amazing Revenant, if you want to indulge yourself with your own Zephyr joining the show, or some other fashion aside, if you support this Quest to Conquer Cancer with $25 or more, then you too can have your fashion up on here, and you can have it either just for yourself, or if you wish, you can make it available for everyone else to pick yours as well. Any subscriber and VIP on the channel can pick their avatar using the pick frame command like Deathsculler has just done. Ninjarific, I believe I can see you in there already. in the busy cluster of lava pods up the top right there. The names do get a little bit hard to read when RNG says, hey, let's put 4 people on one spot. That is a gang of Lavos right there. Surrounded or flanked by an Ember and Gara. Yeah, if you haven't picked a frame, you end up with the quote default that is Lavos Prime here. What would we call a cluster of Lavos? A crucible of lavapods. A crucible. Just going for that alchemy feel. Alright, that is enough time for everyone to get in. If you want to have yourself a shot at the 100 plat. Oh, we've just had a Sleepy Frost turtle pop in. Alright, you know what? We'll hold it just long enough for them to figure it out. Exclamation mark, win QTCC in the chat there. And who knows, Sleepy Frost, you might steal that 100 plat from everyone else here. Or Gamerflix can drop themselves in. That works too. Come on. There it is. There we go. Alright. That's everyone's last ones in. We got a few more in there. That's perfect. Let's do that draw. Let's see then. Now, only one of you could be the winner here. So the big old fragmented one is going to take down a whole bunch of you, streaming on in, hoping to assassinate it. Who is going to be the winner? So far, not any of these hopeful names. Oh no, indeed. It's only going to be the one. It is Bite Bitson. Bite Bitson, congratulations. This 100 plat. The very first of this quest to conquer cancer is going to be heading on over your way. Absolutely. Now, all the giveaways for the quest to conquer cancer will be going out after the entire month is wrapped up, because it's going to be a big old thing. This doesn't just happen today, it is across the entire month of October. Let's bring my webcam back now. It is across the entire month of October, so you can hopefully look forward to many, many more with the support of this community as we indeed raise this money for charity, because we are raising money for the Princess Margaret Cancer Foundation to kick cancer's ass. Gotta be the best giveaway, McKay? Glad you like it. Built it myself. And I'm very happy I spent the time to do so. Very, very happy I did. Alright, we can pop that one away for now. We can come back to the arena as and when there is another draw ready to go. Just a quick FYI as well for those of you who are new here, because I do notice we have got quite a few new faces today. With all giveaways, if you use the exclamation mark IGN command, followed by your Warframe username, and then your platform, I have a permanent record of, well, your Warframe username and platform, so that when you do win a giveaway, I know exactly where to send it. So if you've not already used the exclamation mark IGN command, if this is perhaps your first time on the channel indeed, make sure you do use that so I got a permanent record of it. Just on the off chance you do win a giveaway, but something comes up you don't notice. It happens. Certainly with the plat raffles that we have running every Wednesday and Sunday, it is painful the number of times someone has won that and then just not noticed the message saying, hey, you won, what's your details, until 4, 5, 6 weeks later they actually check their DMs and go, oh shit. Also, fun fact, it's not just 75 plats that have been missed that way. The most egregious of them all, I think, was the Harrow Prime Access giveaway we did all those years back. And I think it was 3 times in a row I had to re-roll the winner because the winners weren't claiming them. They just weren't responding to the DMs. So definitely use the exclamation mark IGN command so that if you are the winner of one of these giveaways, you don't miss it. And yeah, Devscar, the longest I've had of someone responding to a Twitch DM saying, hey, you won, but I don't have your details. What are they, please? But, you know, more politely than that. The longest I've had was an 8-month reply time. 8 months. And if I recall, the message was something to the tune of, oh, I guess this isn't still available, right? You are correct. Oh, yeah. Alex asking, is it correct that for $1,000 raised, we get 800, 500, 500 plus Prime Access? Yes. Yeah, you're absolutely correct there, Alex. Yeah. So for 1,000 Canadian dollars raised, and again, it is Canadian dollars we're measuring in, so if you donate in US dollars, you get more dollar for your dollar, which works out quite nicely. But yeah, if we raise 1,000 Canadian dollars here on this channel over the course of October, that is going to be 8 100 Platinum giveaways, of which we just had one. That is going to be 2 250 Platinum giveaways, a 500 Platinum giveaway, and a complete Prime Access pack. That is the frame, the weapons, the glyphs, the accessories, the platinum, the boosters, the entire thing in one giveaway. All of that provided oh so generously from DE. And on top of that, $1,000. Let me just bring up my announcement here, because I honestly lose a little bit track of this myself. $1,000 would also mean 100 squats from yours truly, an Umbral Former into Eurali or her Prime, if we run out of spaces on the already accursed Eurali. And we would be a third of the... No, we'd be halfway towards the next Umbral Former, and 2/3 of the way through to a maid outfit stream. $1,500 raised for each $1,500 raised. I don the full cat maid outfit. I'm talking the frilly top, I'm talking the gloves, I'm talking the stockings, I'm talking those cat ears right there that have been taunting me this entire year. All of it. So, if you would like to not only help some really smart scientist put a stop to cancer as quickly as possible, but also torment me with an entire cat maid outfit, !QTCC and click through to that donation link. You monsters. Yeah. And there is no limit to how many times that can happen. I just want to be very, very clear on that. There is no limit. As much as you can only add your avatar to the giveaway arena once, and you can only get one personalized postcard of appreciation. You know, one of these cards right here. As much as you can only get one of those each, we can have a limited number of squats, Umbral Formers, maid outfit streams, unlimited amounts of those platinum giveaways and Prime Access packs. Those can just keep on happening. It is all up to you. That's on this channel right here. Alright then, that's more than enough shilling for a charity a moment. More than enough shilling for that. Just quickly answer for Ductile. Would the plat in any Prime Access pack that's given out be tradable? No. Anything you win in a giveaway that is distributed by DE, so that's any plat packs, any Prime Access packs, all of those giveaway items are not tradable. It's just for your account, but I'm sure you'll find ways to use it. Clover! Clovery over. Thank you very much for raiding on here. Yeah, much appreciated. Hope you've had yourself a wonderful stream. And if you do need to pop off straight away, if you are all tired and need to sort with the kids or anything, I absolutely understand. But thank you very much for the raid there. Hope you've had yourself a good one nonetheless. We've just had ourselves a 100 Platinum giveaway because we've had $100 raised on the Quest to Conquer Cancer here. And talking about what more can happen if we do indeed get even more support. You know how the Huddler stream is higher up than the maid stream? Look, Fiddle York, I can rock a cat maid outfit. I don't want to rock it, but I can rock it. D. Also, Clover, thank you very much for subscribing with your Prime. Much appreciated. Cheers. Now, when it comes to a Huddler stream, I want you to really think about it. Like, really, really think about what it means to spend a few hours playing Warframe where at no point during any mission you have any HUD. You don't get to see your hit points, your ammo, your energy, your incarnate status. You don't get to see the waypoint as to where to bloody well go. None of it. So, Yeah, there's a reason that is a one-off stream priced at $3,000 raised for charity. Because that is going to be absolutely terrifyingly difficult. And I just say this from experience, because I've done some testing to be certain I could even attempt it. Yeah. That would be pain. And at 6k goal? So at 6k goal, we have got, not even counting all of the platinum along the way, all the postcards, all the squats, all the maid outfit streams. 6k is 4 maid outfit streams. At 6k, we do a full-on charity tip-a-thon. I don't really do subathons and enduring streams, yeah, because, you know, I may look young and full of vitality, but it wears one down. So it would be very much a late night Ken style stream, and God knows how long it could even go on for. At that point, that is open the floodgates. You lot have obliterated all expectations. How long does the stream go on for? And to point out, that would coincide with a maid stream. That would be a tip-a-thon stream in a maid outfit. And it's not every day you get that offered from yours truly. So yeah. We've done 10 squats, we've done the 100 plat giveaway, and we've gone and murdered an Archon along the way. What is next on the docket? I actually need to head on over to Bird3 and say hello, because I think Bird's holding onto a shard for me. And then after that, it is a Netracell to get the final shard we can get here. A month-long maid stream? I don't think we're going to have a month-long tip-a-thon. I dread to think the amount of support required to get as far as to a month-long stream. Cheers, Clover. You have yourself a good time. Rest up. Do all the good stuff you got to get up to. Cheers for dropping by re-raid. Much appreciated. Also, I think I saw a question I didn't actually answer. Asking about international. Is this the international raid? The raid in from Clover. Clover is international from me, so technically, but Warframe International? No. Is Citrine worth the grind? Ooh, now that's a question, isn't it? Citrine is a very, very capable frame. One of the better frames in terms of tank and team support. She is very capable. But Mirror Defense, in my personal opinion, sucks. So you may consider dropping the platinum instead. Unless you really, 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 really want to go through that process. Me personally, I was gifted a Citrine, and I purchased the other one that went to the Hellman system. I have not done a complete farm of Citrine insofar as for myself. I've probably farmed it up at this point over various tests and whatnot, but when it came to getting Citrine for myself, the plat happened first. The plat happened first. Alright, let's grab that shard. Yoink. It's a blue shard, but it's still a shard. How many Aurelies have I gotten? Gotten gifted? No idea. No idea. Take care, Ackerboy. Catch you around. Alright, this leaves us... Oh, I shouldn't have left where I was. I was already in the Sanctum Anatomica. Autopiloted back to the start. My bad. Yeah, let's pop on down. We've got one more mission to attend to. A Netracell. And I'm going to use my continuing lazy loadout.
Setbacks.
You there. Squawky. Netracell.
Go with the herd, you know?
Let's go.
Perfect.
Hello, Sunrise. Welcome on in. Yeah. The Citrine grind is just a lot. It's just a lot. Anyone remember when this used to drop an item that you automatically picked up and that was a debuff? Meaning if someone was stood next to you when you click the panel, they might accidentally pick up the debuff you were trying to claim. Yeah, that was a weird system, wasn't it? Don't know why they ever made it work that way. Double Jade Xmas is the first enemies I see. Is not the welcome I was hoping for.
Get control of terminals. They'll tell you where it is.
That's charged. Beautiful. Don't forget, Necromites are getting new damage attenuation. Yeah, I was really surprised to read that Necromites, of all things, both have and need damage attenuation. The things that you sneeze at and they pop. Those Necromites? I feel like that's just mocking the entire concept of damage attenuation at that point. Like, what even is the point? Nope, that's a Grozling. I'm just going to ignore that that exists. It's not holding anything I need. Oh, that was an unfortunate jump. Damn it. Another bad jump. Come on, Ken. You're better than this. There we are. Let's go to the terminals. We can narrow down the exact location. I probably don't need to do this, but I'm just going to do it anyway. It's a simulacrum room. I don't want to deal with a necromech, thank you very much. Good night and goodbye. There we go. Plug this in, get it started. And let's pop whatever this is. Energy orbs grant energy per second for the rest of the mission. Oh, you shouldn't have. Oh. Energy on Lavos. I love it. Thank you, game. It's so helpful. You survived the grind for Equinox, Samurai, so mostly it's just figuring out that Solar Mirror Defense gonna need Frostal Limbo. I mean, if you do it off Steel Path, Titania is plenty fine. Plus, Uncle Crew can really help on the defensive side of stuff from time to time. But it's just not a reason necessarily to have to do it solo. Yeah, use recruitment chat. Find some peeps. Join a clan. Except for find a clan that wants to do it, but you know. No, you don't. It's defense target sign? Yeah, I get that. That's what I'm saying, that Titania should be fine, because, you know, Titania can still handle a lot of good stuff whilst flying around and easily picking up those crystals. But again, on Steel Path, it's a lot harder if you're doing it solo. A lot harder. Find and destroy the Necromite. Let's go do that.
Necromites are slowing us down. Find them, smash them.
So it's this little thing over here that is supposed to be using damage attenuation.
How can you even go near that?
I'm going to ignore the book.
You're made of stronger stuff than me.
This thing that just took a quarter of its health on me arriving. Attenuation my ass. Does Lavos do big damage? Lavos is by and large a control and weapons platform frame, but you can spec into using his 4 to instead have an incredible damage scaler, but it takes a lot of work. it does take a lot of work to get that power out of his 4. Because the thing is that for every unique status effect on a target, when it gets hit by his 4, the damage is doubled. Not plus 100%, I want to be very clear, doubled. So if the target has 10 procs on them, that'll be all of the basic and combined damage types, but none of the physicals. That is times 2, 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 times 2. Otherwise known as times 1024. In case you hadn't figured, that's a lot of extra damage multiplier on it. It's also a ring-shaped AoE with a cooldown you need to work around, again, as a specific build, so it's not the most powerful thing you can access. Lavos is by and large a tanky control gun platform frame. That's what he really excels at. Now in terms of building, honestly, rather than me giving you some snippets of information on that, the best way you can learn to build him is to do ! Lavos. Check out the guides I have put out on Lavos. Because what better than a whole ass video? There's a reason you came to this Twitch channel in the first place, right? I'm assuming for most people here, you found me through YouTube before you found me through Twitch. I know it's not the case for everyone, but for most of you here, you've gone through my YouTube guides first. Not all of them, sure. But there's been a guide or two that's made you go, you know what, I want to hear more from this British man. Tell me the funny stuff, math guy. Came here for the cancer support. To support, you know, conquering cancer, right? Right? You're not working for the other side, are you, Yamato? You're not on Team Cancer, just to be very, very clear about this. That would be quite the conundrum. You came to conquer? Alright. Also, I appear to have missed an Necromite. There it is. Hello. Yeah. Hello, Akin. Welcome on in. Alright, let's get back to murdering. You know what? Let's do some blast murders. Yeah, that's effective. Gonna go grab the loot. Cool. Some clumped up stuff over here. Yes, there is. Boom. Explosions go back. Now, Aegir. Whatever your opinions may be aside for individuals, we don't wish cancer on people on this stream. Certainly not during the quest to conquer cancer. I don't care how much you may dislike someone, alright? If they're really that bad, why would we want more of them to exist? Because, you know, I mean, isn't that what cancer is? Just an overgrowth of the individual? There's cells on replicate XX?
Not what I was looking for.
You lost your aunt's cancer? Still mad about it? I'm sorry to hear that.
If you're happy, I'm happy.
I've lost a couple uncles to cancer. A friend of mine lost her mum while she was still, well, certainly not an adult. Lost my sensei. Yeah, it's taken a few people in my life. Hell, we were surprised to discover that my late granddad was suffering cancer as well. He didn't even know. So many, so many health problems with that man. He was stubborn right to the end. It took basically everything biology could throw at him to take him out. Basically everything, and it turns out the cancer was part of that. We didn't even know. Yeah. I'm saying maybe Levels Catalyze will get the same rework like Oberon's Hallowed Ground, where you can climb ramps and not fly through it. Maybe? Maybe. Yeah. Fuck cancer. I didn't even look. What reward did I get there? I got another blue shard. Or did I? These rewards look a little bit sus. Well, I definitely didn't get a blue shard from the from ETA. So I remember I got no shards from that. So I definitely got a blue shard. It's just half of this stuff happened in a different timeline. What did I say about Noko versus Uriel? I didn't, actually. I didn't. I think it was you who said something there. Thank you, Bitter Nice. It is nice to hear that, I mean, there are an increasing number of survival stories, yeah. An increasing number. Because the contributions work. That's the crazy thing. The contributions work. Your donations towards the charities which are tackling cancer are actually getting somewhere. It's not all just for the sake of it. As much as the research appears to be continuous and ongoing and ever-present deal to deal with, more and more people are surviving as a result of that research, of that care. It matters. Do I have a video on the grimoire? Oh, hold on. Grimoire. Huh. Yep. Yep. I thought I had, but for the as soon as you wrote that and it popped up in the chat, I was like, did I? Or did I just cover Dante? Turns out I did. Got you covered. Yeah, fun fact on that, if there's something you want to see if I've covered, if you do !catalogue as well, that gives you a link over to my website. So rather than going through YouTube search interface where it keeps on popping up with suggested videos, random shorts you might be interested in, things completely unrelated to what you've searched, you could just go to the catalogue, which conveniently also understands common misspellings of the word catalogue. You're fine, Reagan. So when you go through the catalogue there, you'll see the vast majority of my videos. I think there's a couple of the latest ones I might need to put on there still. Oops. But otherwise, the vast majority of them are up onto there in their categories to make it a lot easier to see not only what I have done, but also to know for certain if there isn't a video to find. Now, if you go, I wonder, has Kenjiner done a guide to Chroma? You scroll down to Chroma, no core video yet. Yeah, turns out there's a lot of frames and a lot of topics to cover. Yes, Blight, it is very likely that will occur, isn't it? It is very likely. Alrighty then, so we've done the Archon Hunt, we've done the Netracell, we have done EDA and ETA, getting the maximum rewards that could lead us at least to an Archon Shard all the way through. The only thing remaining is if I wanted to painfully blitz my way through this. Now, actually, it's not that far of a blitz. 20 Techrot melee kills. And I have another shard. Are there any other shards hiding in here? That's a Riven. That is nope. That is nope. And nope. And nope. Oh, wow, yeah. So the only thing I need to do to get a shard is actually just get 20 Techrot melee kills. Oh. Well, alright then. We'll head on over to a Techrot Exterminate. I'm going to be... Yeah, it's about this fine. Taking what I've got here. Zoris can do plenty good work, so yeah. Let's go do that.
The art of combat must be practiced. To truly master.
I just rode over the top of that car, go figure. Alright. Zoris. Oh, let's buff it up. There we go. Zoris. Go burr. Yeah, that works. And nearly. There we go. Objective complete. I'm not gonna plug in the CD. I don't need another code glitch. I'm good, thanks. I'm good. You hope they give you all sick weapons? We'll have to see what comes out on that, won't we? Same with Noko. Noko? Noko? Noko. Supply cache detected! Oh no, let's make our way through and skip the rest of the mission for a moment. Ignore all the enemies we were wanting to murder along the way. We need to go deal with this because if it times out, it is bad juju. And we don't want bad juju. Welcome in, Gina. Are you on Switch 1 or Switch 2? I think they are making a update to enable Switch 2 to properly enjoy Warframe soon as well, rather than its current state. On Switch 1, yeah, fair do. Still works. You know, the only Switch player we've got in the community. Got a fair number of y'all. Not myself, though. I don't have a Switch. Apparently Noko is the brother of Ureli. There was mention of it on the dev stream that the artists and developers were playing with the idea, but I don't know if it's been made straight up canon, or if they were just playing with it. But what we do know is that as a result of their relationship one way or the other, Noko does have idle animation which involves Ureli. Don't worry, Queen. You're just being called out as another one of the Switch users in this community. That's all. You've not done anything wrong this time. This time. It's all good. Oh, the Lumen Jade Eximus. That wasn't even one. It was this one. Stop trying to burn me with a laser from the sky. It's a very Warframe thing to do. You are not Warframes. You are computers with mushrooms in you from millennia before Warframes even were a thing. You shouldn't have this technology. Stop this time traveling nonsense. I just want to get the mission done, get the last shot. And then I will be completely out of means to get shards until next week. Interestingly enough, not a single other way. Not the one. I think. Yeah. Yeah, completely out. Sweet release. Let's just murder whatever's down there. There we go. Come on. Couple more to go. Actually, 9 more to go. If I move this way, it should trigger another spawn, right? There it is. What do you mean that only gave me 4 kills? What? Oh, there was a few more. There we go. Alright, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. All good. Oh, sorry. Too late on the acolyte there. I was already sliding out. Far too late. What's your ticket for? I always love it when someone claims a ticket without even thinking about it. They just see someone using a command like, I gotta do that. It's for the raffle, which moderator Iggy has thankfully just linked for you. There we are. How long has spawn predicting been a thing? I'm not even sure how to answer that question, sorry, Max. I have no idea what kind of context to give you on that one. Yeah. There we go. All of the Archon Shards acquired. Every last little bit of it. Now, we've got a little bit more on the stream yet before we do the giveaway draw for the 75 Platinum. The twice weekly draw that we do here on the channel with the raffle. So I'm going to be back in just one moment. I haven't gone through all my drink. I'll be back in just a moment, and then I have something I would like to show you all. So, BRB, don't go anywhere. And we are back. We are indeed back. What did I miss? A whole bunch of drones? Yeah, they keep happening, don't they? So many of those drones. Seriously, that's a lot of the drones this time. Good lord. And a few stabbies. So, the little thing I wanted to show you all, something I have been waiting quite some time for and was surprisingly hard to get hold of here in the UK, but I have finally got my hands on it. I got the email yesterday saying it turned up at the shop, just need to go pick it up. Let's pop ourselves onto our intermission screen to get a little bit bigger on the camera picture there. I have now finally got my hands on Starfinder 2nd edition Player Core Book, because I prefer the hardback, not some PDF. I prefer the physical item, and this is a chunky physical item. A chunky one. Haven't even opened it up yet. This is the final one of my birthday gifts. The birthday that was now over a month ago, I have finally received the last bit of it. How many pages in this thing? Is 461 pages, plus a couple bits of, I suppose, advertising afterwards. Yeah, that's huge. That is huge. Do I prefer the variant I can slap a player with? I mean, if you slap a player with this, that would be considered attempted murder. This is... yeah, it's... There's a knock at the door, by the way. Yeah, that's a heavy thing. But did I say hopefully the binding isn't as fragile as the Pathfinder one? Well, we'll find out, won't we? We will find out. So for those of you who are unaware, I previously had put together a pretty substantial supplement. For Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, which you can still get your hands on if you wanted to check that out. D&D, so !WFD&D, that's the command in it, yeah. Which is hundreds of pages of all the Warframes turned into D&D monsters. Designed in such a way as to have a simple, intermediate, hard, and expert mode in the form of Initiate, Adept, Master, and Prime, scaling up for Tier 1, 2, 3, and 4 of D&D gameplay. So if you do want to get your hands on that PDF completely for free, tips appreciated, completely for free, then you can check out that link there. Now, I am very curious to get my teeth dug into this, and who knows? I'm making zero promises. I want to make this very clear. I'm making zero promises at this point in time. But at the very least, this month, don't forget, there is going to be the Starfinder crossover with Warframe, the official crossover coming out. So if you do have a bunch of tabletop nerd friends that you can grab together, or can find some perhaps within this community if you are so in need, you could enjoy diving in to that wonderful adventure. I'm not going to spoil any details of what goes on in it, because I'm not allowed to, straight up. But suffice to say, I am very excited to see that coming. Zactaman say, what do you think about making your Warframe stuff hardback instead of just PDF? That would require me to going into licensing agreements with DE, which, to be very blunt, I have already had discussions with them around even just putting out the PDF of that thing, because, you know, I'm using Warframe IP left, right, and centre there, and a hardback is basically just off the table. It's just not happening. So, you can enjoy the PDF. If one happens to make their own hardback for personal use, by getting the PDF printed somewhere that does that, no one can stop you. But in terms of a distributed hardback, it just can't happen. It just can't happen. I don't have the authorization, I don't have the copyright and IP control and all that lot, because it's full of Warframes. So yeah. If I could, it would be a cool idea. Although, to be honest, I've got new things to look at. So yeah, just wanted to celebrate that my final birthday gift has arrived. I only had to travel into town to grab it and travel back again, but it's fine. I cannot wait to dive into all those details. Now, with that bit of news aside, I think it is about time that we get onto a Platinum raffle. People have been grabbing tickets throughout the stream. If you haven't already done so for yourself, make sure you do grab that there with the !ticket command. We're doing that draw in just a moment as well. And if you are new to the stream, then please also use the !IGN command, as IGN standing for in-game name, followed by your Warframe username, and then your Warframe platform. If you use the IGN command like that, what it means then is I have a permanent record of your Warframe username and platform, so should you win a giveaway, but for some reason you missed that you got it, say like an ad break happened, or the cat threw up on the carpet, you were too busy dealing with that, you don't miss out. So make sure you are using that IGN command if you've not already done so at some point, at any time having been on this stream. Once you've done it, it's done for every single giveaway on the stream. But you do need to do it that first time. If you win without having used the IGN command, I just have to reach out to you and be like, hey, you won. Who the fuck are you? You know? And you don't respond quick enough, I simply can't get it out to you. It's just how it works. Alright then. That's enough rambling from me on that. I think there's enough time for everyone to grab their tickets. Let's wrap that up then. Question from Rykan. Does someone know if Basmu is worth it? I mean, still get it for mastery. I mean, if you're still going to get it, try it. Honestly, just try it out. See how you vibe with it. It's a capable weapon, but it depends on if you want to put in the investment to feel the power behind it. Shit, I did a video on the Basmu? I completely forgot. I completely forgot I did a video on the Basmu. Wow. Alright then. Now you don't even have to try it out. I've tried it out for you. See what I said. I might need to watch that myself and find out. I don't remember them all. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Alright. Yeah. Is that the second time you reminded me of that video? Well, it just goes to show how much I play Basmu, doesn't it, Moon? It just goes to show. Right, let's do that giveaway draw now. let's grab the entries. Close the entries there. If you've not already grabbed a ticket, you clearly didn't want one. Let's have a look then. Out of those of you who have entered, only one person is going to be the winner today. That winner is indeed Alex Kalamov. Alex, congratulations. You are the winner of the Platinum giveaway here today. So long as I've already got your details on record, that'll be sent on out to you with the next batch that DE will be sending out. Let me just have a look. I believe we are onto a new batch from DE. I'm just going to double, triple check on that one. 1 second. Yep. Yep, that is a new batch. So, Alex, you can look forward to that popping into your inbox from the 15th of October. That's when the next batch is due to go out, because they go out every 2 weeks. So that'll be going out on the 15th of October. So again, just make sure you use the IGN command there, Alex. No way, they say. Yeah, way. Oh, yeah. Winners do be happening, and you are now one of them. At least for this batch. Alright then, that is where we're going to wrap it up here today. Let's see who we can raid on over to. We had a raid in from Clover, so for starters we know we're not raiding to Clover today. So let's see, where can we raid to instead? Who do we want to share the love with today on this first day of October? It's still just about the first day for me here. Let's have a look. There is a Brozyme, there is a Xenosfire, there is a Gaz, and then there is a bunch of other people that, I'll be honest, I do not recognize as much. Is that a frog hiding under a blanket? Man, they'll turn any... Okay. Sure. Xenos, I can do a mage stream. I don't think we're going to force Xenos into a mage stream. I think Xenos is going to force themselves into a mage stream, knowing Xenos. But sure, let's raid over to them today. Let's raid over to Xenosfire. There we go. That is up and running. Max saying, I have been on Warframe break for a while. How is Cat? Max? How do you mean Cat? We're gonna raid over to Xenos. Cat named Cat? Sorry, Max, I don't know what you're on about, actually. Cat named Cat. No idea. Alright, we're ready over to Xenosfire. I'm just gonna make sure I got things loaded up on this side. Make sure there's no issues before we raid out. Yep, that's all looking fine. And I'll see you in the next one on Friday. Do I not have a cat named Cat? No, I don't. Alright. We're out. Bye.